Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Some FC Cincinnati content, which actually I've had a lot of fun making, like the free agency stuff. I've been having a lot of fun making some MLS content, and as you guys know, if you've been viewers of the channel before, with any of the other sports, my forte, the thing that I am best at, is evaluating talent. Now, basketball and football, I've been watching my whole life. I'm very good at that. Hockey and baseball, I've been watching for a few years, but I'm pretty good at evaluating talent for that. This mock draft, I did the same strategy that I do with everything. I looked at multiple mock drafts that everyone else made. I looked at some different players that I had a personal interest in, and I made a mock draft. We have 4 draft picks. I have 4 guys that I think we should get. Now, I've only been watching soccer for a few months, but I have done research trying to up my knowledge as much as possible so that I can accurately assess talent when it comes to soccer players. I'm still relatively new, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse to not evaluate talent because I'm really good at it. I don't know what it is, but I'm actually really good at evaluating talent. Now, FC Cincinnati they have 2 first-round draft picks. The 14th overall pick that they acquired from the LA Galaxy in a trade. Obviously, they have the number 2 overall pick and 30th overall pick and 58th overall pick, which is the second pick in the second round and the 3rd round, and we have no 4th-round draft pick. But let's get into it. At second, this one, I've seen a few places have him going second and a few places have him going first. Me, I have him going second to us, and I really hope we get him because we really need defense. Kip Keller, one of the top defensemen, if not the top defenseman in this draft. He can play really all over the defense, but he likes to play center back. I almost said cornerback because it says, CV like cornerback in football, but center back in soccer or football. But he can play really anywhere on the defensive end of the ball. He's very versatile. He's pretty big. He's 6'3", 185. He's a sophomore. He's physical, he's athletic, and in any sport, I love physical defenders. He's good at tackling. He likes playing defense. Like, he just enjoys playing defense. And you can physical guys, they enjoy playing defense. Like, it's what they want to do because they're physical. But he had 3 goals, 1 assist, 7 points on 18 shots. Decent stat line, or a pretty good stat line for a defender, getting those kind of offensive numbers, and also a sophomore. He went to St. Louis. The Balinkis. I've always had trouble pronouncing their name. They have a pretty good baseball team there for college baseball. I've seen a few of their prospects for the Tigers. Some of his accolades: 2nd team All-American, 1st team All-Region, and Atlantic 10 Defensive Player of the Year. Those are all accolades from this past year. Nothing from his freshman. He's probably on a freshman team, I think, all-freshman team for the Atlantic 10. But the one that really stinks out, there's actually 2, because, 1st team All-Region, it's good, but it's regional. 2nd team All-American, that one sticks out because you're a sophomore making 2nd team All-American. You're a sophomore making, All-Americans for some of the best freaking players in the country. Holy crap, as a sophomore? And then Atlantic 10 defensive, he was the best defensive player out of anyone in the Atlantic 10 as a sophomore. This dude's crazy. I'm really high on this dude. He's a good player, and FC Cincinnati, they need defenders. This guy might not be able to contribute this year. He might be in the minors, but that development will be good for him. We'll get to monitor his progress, and hopefully he plays good, and then next year, he can play good. He'll be up. I predict by either next year or 2 years down the line, we're going to see him up playing with FC Cincy. I think that's a pretty good guess if we were to draft him. With our 14th overall pick, Some people have us drafting a few different guys. This guy, he might get drafted before our pick, but I'm really praying he drops to us because he's a good player. Patrick Schulte, I think that's how you pronounce it. 6'5", 200-pound sophomore. He's a goalie. I know. We've got Vermeer. Not a lot of people like him, but we do have Vermeer. And we got Kahn in the offseason. He looks like a good goalie. But he's a bit older. And we kind of want to find a replacement for Vermeer. He's not the best goalie, and he's older. He's like 34, 35. This guy, he's freaking huge. 6'5" goalie. That is going to be definitely in his favor. And look at these numbers. 0.81 goals allowed on average. He's not even giving up a goal per game. That's pretty good. 72% save percentage. That's decent. With 16 wins, 1 loss, 4 ties, and 9 shutouts this past year. Only 1 loss. He did go to the University of St. Louis with Kipp Keller, so he did have a good defender. Actually, a few good defenders on that team. So that definitely contributed to his 9 shutouts and only having 1 loss, because he played on a really good team. But still, only 1 loss with 16 wins and 4 ties. That's a really impressive record, with giving up 0.8 goals a game. I know he had a good defense, and it's probably why he's kind of dropped in the draft a little bit, because you don't know if he's good on his own. But with us getting a better defense to complement him, I still feel like he could be a really good goalie for us. Again, maybe not a guy who's going to contribute this year, but next year definitely should be up with the major league team. I know. I don't know if you would refer to it as the major league team, but in the next few years, you should definitely see him playing for FC Cincinnati a few times. Some of his accolades: All-Atlantic 10, first team All-Conference. Atlantic team, first team All-Conference, and second team All-Region. Pretty good accolades. Again, he's another guy who's a sophomore, so he's doing this as a sophomore. It's pretty impressive. With our 30th overall pick, I would like us to take Jacob Erlinson. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Either that or Erlinson. 6'1", 175-pound defenseman who is a senior for Bowling Green. I know it's another defender, but we need better defense. With Brenner and Acosta and Barrial, we have some good scorers. We have some good scores, and we were able to get 3-goal leads, 2-goal leads, and then in the second half we blow them. So I think our main focus right now, and we've already signed some good defenders, some veteran defenders, and a few younger guys. I really think in this draft we need to focus goaltending and defense, because those two things were our biggest struggles last year. We were able to put points on the board most of the time, but we just weren't able to keep points off of our side of the board, So we need to focus on getting defenders. That's why these first 3 picks are 2 defenders and a goalie. We need those good players, okay? We need them. He's not too shabby on offense. Look at these numbers. 6 goals, 4 assists, and 16 points on 33 shots. That's a lot of shots. But he also played on a team that had 9 shutouts. He was a part of 9 shutouts. It's pretty good to take of note. I know he's not the goalie, but he's still contributing to those 9 shutouts. Very, very good defense as a whole, really. I don't think he's a product of his system, though. I think he's a very good individual defender, one-on-one. He's a good defender. He's not a system. He's not, a product of whatever system he's playing in. Him as a player, his value is pretty good. He is a senior, so he has been playing in college for 4 years. But I still think he's pretty good. His only accolade is, All-MAC first team. That's pretty impressive still. Made all first team in his conference. Pretty good. We are getting into the later rounds, so you can't expect, second team All-American, first team All-Region, Atlantic 10 DV. You can't expect all these tons of accolades. But for the round that we're getting him in the second round. I think it's good value. He's a good defender. Again, none of these guys are going to make an immediate impact, but a few years down the line, you'll definitely see them putting on the blue and orange and hopefully killing it and trying to get us a championship maybe. I mean, Chris Albright, he's been doing a good job as a general manager. I like him a lot. He's good at constructing a good team, at least so far. But, I mean, this Jacob Erlinson, I think he's kind of undervalued in the draft. I think we can definitely snag him and get good value out of him, whether that's in a trade or playing good for Cincinnati. With the 58th overall pick, I have us taking Alexander Dexter out of Pitt, 5'8" forward. He is a 5-year senior. He opted to go back with an extra year of eligibility due to COVID, and he's a graduate student. But he had 4 goals, 4 assists, 12 points on 15 shots. But it was only in 9 games started on an absolutely stacked Pitt team, so he didn't get a lot of playing time. But the year before, in 2020, his 4-year senior year, he was actually decently good, with 7 goals, 5 assists, and 19 points on 9 games started. So that's like 3 extra goals, an extra assist, and 7 extra points in 10 extra games. So I feel like 2020 is the better year to judge off of statistically. I mean, athletically, the dude's fast, athletic, very agile. He's just explosive. When you see him just going, he's fast. He explodes off the screen, off film. When you see him, it's him. He's fast. Makes everyone else look slow. With the ball, he's fast. Without the ball, he's fast. He's got good dribbling. I think on offense, he's good. We probably should get at least a little bit more offense in the draft. You can't draft strictly defensively, even though defense is a problem for us. We should get at least one guy who can contribute on the offensive end of the ball. And this guy, I think, can definitely do that. His accolades, his only accolade is from 2020, but he had a very good year in 2020, and it was 2020 All-ACC third team. Again, this is in the third round, so you can't expect the cream of the crop. But you're still getting a very good player out of Alexander Dexter. I think someone, again, not this year, but 2 years, 3 years down the line, you'll probably see him up playing in the MLS. And I think he could be a very good offensive player. And that is my mock draft. We have 4 picks. No picks in the 4th round unless trades can always be made. I never put it past Chris Albright. From what we've seen, he likes to make moves. He likes to make moves, and he doesn't want FC Cincinnati to only have 4 wins. Let me guys know if you agree with my mock draft. I know some people probably don't like it. People usually don't. But yeah, see you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny. Hope you enjoyed. Give me your opinion on if you think I'm an idiot, if you think I'm kind of smart. Usually people don't. I don't think I'm that smart, but some people tell me I am when it comes to sports. I don't know if I should believe them or not. I'm kind of hesitant to, but we'll see. Subscribe if you're new. Yeah, do that. Trying to get paid eventually. See you guys next time.
Just got unlucky on a few plays tonight. One of those plays, I thought he was standing still, but he just hit the shit out of that one guy, and the guy went flying. They blew the whistle, and they called it on him.